What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Sports here, back with another video. Today I've got a fun video. This is going to be my first round of the NHL playoffs predictions. So I'm going to predict all of the first round. I'm going to do a video for every round, including the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm hoping to get this up before Game 1, so just bear with me, please. I haven't seen any of the games yet. It's 3 o'clock currently. Like I said, I'm just hoping to post this either right within the next couple hours, or I'm going to post it in the morning. It will only be a game, and I'm predicting it before the games even happen. So let's get into it first. We'll do the East first. The first series that I'm going to quick touch on, again, I'm going to try to make this not a short video, but not long either. And every time I say that, it goes 15 minutes long. So I've got it pulled up on my computer here. So the first series that I'm going to talk about is the Montreal Canadiens versus the New York Rangers. Now, from everybody that I've been talking to and stuff I've seen on Sportsnet and YouTube videos that I've seen, people are already giving the edge to Montreal. Now, Carey Price seems to be on a mission, and I understand that, and Montreal seems to be on a mission as a team. But I would not count out the New York Rangers just yet. Henrik Lundqvist is also on a mission. That guy needs a Stanley Cup. You know, they're both fighting because they're both, I don't want to say aging teams, but they're both not exactly getting any younger, let's just say. So these two teams are going to put on a hell of a series. From what I've looked at, I mean, this could be the best series, or the next series I talk about in round 1, which, I mean, some people may agree with. But this is going to be an interesting series. I want to see how Radulov does in this series. I also want to see how Kreider performs in this. Like I said, this could be the series of round 1. This could be a great series for everybody to watch. For me, again, this is going to shock a lot of people, and I'm probably going to throw some people off here, but again, this is my opinion, and I want to hear what you have to say. But I'm taking New York in 7 games. Like I said, this is going to be a tough back and forth series. The only way I could see this flipping is if Carey Price just goes into absolute beast mode again and just steals the whole series. We haven't really seen that full-on Carey Price this season. I know he's been fantastic, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That absolute crazy stealing everything Carey Price. If that happens in this playoffs, look out. So the next series that I'm going to be talking about now is the Ottawa Senators versus the Boston Bruins. Now, this series, you know, could have been Toronto and Ottawa, which would have been cool, but like Steve Dangle said, I don't think I could have handled that. So this is going to be good. I mean, this is a series where some people are going to get beat up. This is going to be a fun series to watch, just like the other series that I was just mentioning. Ottawa and Boston, just for some reason, I can see them just beating the crap out of each other. Again, there's going to be a goalie battle in this one. I think Ottawa's really going to need some good goaltending in this series. They have been getting it. I'd look out for Carlson, of course. That guy can steal games by himself. But Boston's going to show some grit. And Ottawa's going to have to try to match that, which I'm not saying they won't. But I think Boston's got the edge when it comes to grit and, you know, hitting. It's gonna be rough. And guys like Marchand, Bergeron, those guys are gonna be the key players like they have been all season. Pastrnak, I want to see what he can do in this playoffs. He kind of cooled off a little bit. People were looking at him like a 40-plus goal scorer this year because he was just scoring left and right. But let's see what happens. This is going to be good. Backus, I'm going to look for a bit more from him. With Ottawa, they've been dealing with some injuries. They're not going to have a full defensive core again. Mathot is still out. So this is going to be an interesting one. Goaltending might have to be the choice again for who's going to win. But man, before I was thinking Boston, but I feel like Ottawa could take this in 6 games. And again, this is just a guess. This is what I'm going with. This is coming from the gut. I think that Ottawa's going to take this in 6. It's going to be a interesting series. Now, the next series is the Washington Capitals versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And of course, you know, I'm not a fan of the Leafs. As you can tell, I don't like them at all, actually. But this is fun. I mean, I don't get to watch Leaf playoff hockey every year, of course, everybody knows that. But the Washington Capitals are very scary, and I don't think the Leafs should be as scared as people are saying. As a Leaf fan, I want the Leafs to win in 7. But if I'm going by what I think is going to happen, I'm going to say Washington in 6. Now, the Leafs have a pretty good power play. I believe that, I don't know if they passed Buffalo again, but they were second and first pretty much most of the year. So I'm not sure why NHL.com gave Washington the edge on the power play, because the Leafs have a better power play right now. So I'm pretty sure they just watch Ovechkin highlights and they're like, okay, yeah, it's, Washington has the better power play because they set up the one-timer. You stick somebody on them, that doesn't happen. So let's see if that happens. But like I said, you've got to be scared for Williams is good in the playoffs. Obviously, Ovechkin, Oshie, Backstrom is just absolutely fantastic once again, which shouldn't surprise anybody. And then the Leafs, you're going to have to get production from the vets. The young guys have been producing, but let's see how they do in a playoff picture. Washington's defense is clearly better than the Leafs. Nikita Zaitsev will not be playing in Game 1. We're going to need great goaltending from Frederik Andersen. Holtby has been chased by the Leafs once, and I think we scored on him 4 times before. I'm not positive what the first one was, but the second time we lost 6-5, and Holtby got chased. So the Leafs are going to have to continue to score goals, and hopefully we're going to keep scoring on Holtby, because, I mean, the guy doesn't get scored on that often. Let me just scroll up the page here. So like I said, Washington is probably going to win in 6 if I was to be fair, but I want the Leafs to win in 7. So the next series, it's at 8 minutes. The next series is Pittsburgh versus Columbus. Now, again, this one's going to be tight as well. Obviously, Pittsburgh is going to be without Chris Letang. I want to say Columbus, but I'm going to say Pittsburgh in 7. They're going to need good goaltending again from Matt Murray. Oh my gosh, if he does another playoff like he did last year, that would be pretty fantastic. They have, of course, a lot of secondary scoring from Malkin and Kessel, and they're going to need big playoffs from Bonino as well. Their back end is going to be pretty decent. I mean, they picked up, oh my god, I just had his name straight. Mark Straight in the before the deadline, so that's good that they have some backup there. So I mean, losing Letang is big, but it's not that bad. Columbus, again, they're just going to need secondary scoring, and Bobrovsky has had a Vezina-like season, so they're going to need him to be good as well. But like I said, the scoring is going to be key for Columbus. They really need to find ways to score, because Pittsburgh is going to score lots of goals. I know Bobrovsky is a very good goalie, but Pittsburgh in the playoffs is just another story. They are so damn good in the playoffs. Obviously, they're defending Cup champs. You're going to need to score goals in this series. Now let's go over to the West. I'm sorry, 9 minutes long. I mean, people like these long videos, but I'm just trying to get it uploaded faster for you guys. So the first series that I'm going to talk about here is the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Nashville Predators. This series is going to be fun. The players that I look for from Nashville, you're obviously looking from Forsberg and Subban, but I'm also looking for Mike Fisher to do something. He's obviously was named captain this year. I'm looking for something from him. They're going to need a lot of secondary scoring. Chicago, obviously, they're just so good every damn year. You can't count them out. They're going to get some scoring, and I feel like they're going to get a lot of scoring from Panarin. I was looking at him as a possibility at being like an MVP of the playoffs, which a lot of people, again, might be on me for that. But if Chicago keeps moving forward, I believe he'll be the one driving the points. Kane obviously will be up there, and Jonathan Taves, of course. I'm going to say Chicago's going to take this in 6 as well. I would really like Nashville to win this series because I love Subban. But, hey, what can you do? Chicago's a powerhouse, and they probably always will be. The next series is a lot of people, I mean, I think even, who was it? Adam Wilder or Steve Dangle, one of them said that they were thinking that this was going to be the boring series. But for some reason, I think this might be one of the better series that's going to come out of round 1. We've got Minnesota versus the St. Louis Blues. Now, the Wild have kind of cooled off a little bit. Devin Dubnyk is going to have to be really good. The St. Louis Blues, they're always at least in the picture every single year for making the playoffs. But I just don't think they can do it. And I think this series is going to shock some people, but I'm going to say the Wild are going to take this in 5. Now, again, this might stir up some BS in the comments, but for some reason I think the Wild, it's going to click for them again, and they're going to run through the Blues. Even though Tarasenko was just an absolutely fantastic hockey player, I just don't think Minnesota or St. Louis is going to get the goaltending that they need in the playoffs. The next series is probably going to be my favorite series out of the West, the Ducks versus the Calgary Flames. I'm going to say that Calgary is going to take this one in 6. I think that a lot of these series are going to be pretty tough, and this one I think is also going to be a pretty rough series. I want to see what Tkachuk does in this series. I'm not a big fan of the way he plays the game. Mainly because of he's already on the edge of being a dirty player, which, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Drew Doughty. I've seen him play pretty much his entire junior career in Guelph. So when I seen that hit, automatically I was turned off from him as a player. But hey, if he gets the job done for his team and he helps out to win, they're going to need secondary scoring as well. So if he can chip in, they need some big points from Dougie Hamilton. They're going to need goaltending. And, I mean, Elliott has stepped up. Obviously, Gaudreau and Monahan are going to have to be good. So for them, that's the key there. And we're going to really need to see some Getzlaf and Perry magic in this if they're going to pull out with a series win here, which, I mean, I don't think they will. Like I said, I think it's going to be Calgary in 6. Again, another rough series. This one is going to be really physical, in my opinion. The Ducks have a really good blue line. I expect them to use that to their advantage. I haven't looked at their power play numbers, but I feel like if Calgary starts taking dumb penalties, that's where they could take advantage. Hopefully Tkachuk slows down a little bit with his penalty trouble. The Edmonton Oilers versus the San Jose Sharks is the last series I'm going to be talking about here. I'm going to say Oilers in 7. A lot of 6-7 series here because I think it's going to be tight. Connor McDavid in the playoffs is going to be fun to watch. They're going to need good goaltending from Talbot. This is going to be a big test for them. The San Jose Sharks are going to need some really good scoring, especially if Thornton and Couture can't produce, because I know they're either battling like a sickness or an injury. So that's going to be where their toughness is going to come from. They're going to have to battle those injuries or whatever they're dealing with right now. They're going to need some big goaltending from Jones, which I expect this to be a pretty good goalie battle, an underrated goalie battle. I want to see what Lucic does. He's going to be a driving force in this series. Really going to need him to hit, be a physical presence in the Oilers lineup. I'm really impressed with Patty Maroon and Leon Draisaitl. Hopefully they can also help drive the points, but like I said, McDavid is going to have to be fantastic like he has been all year, and I think he will be. Playoff McDavid is going to be something fun to watch, and yeah, this is going to be a good series. Oilers in 6 or 7. I want to say 6, but it could go 7 as well. So yeah, that's going to be my first round playoff predictions. If you guys liked it, like the video, leave your comments down below. I want to see what you guys think, who's going to make it out of the first round. And hey, I'll be back for the second round predictions, and it'll probably be a less amount of video time here. We're probably going to be around 60 minutes for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe. There will be more videos on the way as, like I said, there has been internet trouble, but I am going to upgrade the internet very soon. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.